Hey folks, Robbie Payne with Chrome Unboxed, and today coming at you with an unboxing of the ASUS Chromebook Flip C101. Now this device, in my head, is the true successor to the original ASUS Chromebook Flip. Now, the difference is there's become a family, right, of Chromebook Flips. So there's the original Chromebook Flip, the C302, which came out in January of last year. Then we have the education-focused 213 Flip, and now the 101 Flip. And so they're probably never going to have a Flip 2, but this is as close as we're probably going to come to a real successor to the original Flip. And it's a successor in as much as it pretty much looks the exact same. It's the same size, but there's a couple cool things that this one has. So let's get into the box and see what it looks like. All right guys, so here we have it. Unassuming box by ASUS. We're gonna get right in it. Packaged up pretty much like you'd expect. I'll set this guy to the side real quick. You got some basic paperwork there, and then just a charger. It's very simple. And as you will note, instead of the proprietary charger, you're looking at USB Type-C this go round. So this device, before I even get into it, that's one of the big differences it has over its predecessor, is that it will be USB Type-C in 2 spots instead of the micro HDMI and the proprietary charger. So there she is, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that this one is the C100. It's pretty similar looking, and in most ways it's built pretty much the same, but we'll take a look either way. Almost a soft touch aluminum. Yeah, that's an interesting feel, and kind of touching all over it here. Doesn't look to be a fingerprint magnet or anything, so that's kind of cool. Let's look around the sides. Rear volume rocker power, same spot as they were on the 100, nothing across the front. And then over here on the side, full size USB. Now that's a 2.0, but still for a peripheral or something simple, that's a nice slot to have there. Then we have the dual USB Type-Cs. They're both super speed, so nice fast data transfer. Your display out, charging happens with both of these guys. Headphone microphone jack, micro SD card slot, which is important because this device at $299 comes packed with 4 gigs of RAM and only 16 gigs of internal storage. So as you start installing those Android apps and doing some of those other things, some of that extra storage will come in handy. One of the other things, again, you'd be really forgiven for mistaking this for the C100 because it looks, from this view, almost identical. Probably is identical. I think they stuck with most of the same stuff. But one of the big upgrades they did was in screen brightness. And so this one's rated at 350 nits. We're under some pretty decent lighting here, and the fact that I can see the screen and it looks happy, that's actually kind of cool. The older one, that was one of my beefs with it. It has huge bezels just like this one, but it was also really dim, which was kind of a bummer. So this one being a little bit brighter, it is IPS, so we should see pretty good viewing angles here. It looks like we're losing a little bit of brightness right off angle, and then from side to side, yeah, some slight variations in overall brightness, it looks like from side to side, but overall, pretty bright screen, and you know, from decent angles and from decent distance, the resolution is enough, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. Let me get signed in. So yeah, that resolution becomes kind of important here because, again, a lot of this hasn't changed, but one of the big issues with the original C100 was performance, and it was the older version of the rock chip. And this is the same rock chip, the 3399 or the OP1, depending on what you're looking at, that is in the Samsung Chromebook Plus. And it gets along okay in the Chromebook Plus, but with far fewer pixels, we're only talking 1280 by 800, far fewer pixels to push here, this thing should get around pretty well. And so let's run over to just Chrome Unboxed real quick. Let this load in real fast. And yeah, scrolling's real smooth. Very nice there. Let's open up the Verge. And how about Engadget? I'm going to pull those in separate tabs. And Chrome Unboxed isn't too heavy, but these other two have a lot of ads and a lot of stuff running on them. And we're still seeing lots of nice smooth scrolling. 3-finger swipe up looks real nice. And let's swing through the Verge. Very nice and smooth. pinch to zoom works as you'd expect. So again, I'll hold out some of those reservations for when we actually do the full review on the device, but it already seems like it's moving pretty quickly out of the box. Android apps are already available out of the box. I will say this, when we first pulled this one out to check on it before doing this video, I had to upgrade from the version 59 it shipped with. So if you're getting this device in, you're like, oh man, I don't have Android apps, go check for that update or give it about 10 minutes and it's gonna find that it needs an update, and it will update to the latest version of Chrome OS, and you will have your Android apps, which again, I'm not gonna comment on how they run on here. My hope, my expectation is that they're gonna run pretty well on here. Again, because the Chromebook Plus does such a good job, and this one's doing the same stuff internally, just has way fewer pixels to have to push on this display. So, I mean, we're looking at a bright display. Feels like, again, identical keyboard, which is good. The original Flip had a great keyboard, if not a little cramped. It was a good keyboard, good action. It's very quiet. We've got a good click mechanism on the trackpad. This one feels a little firm, but it'll probably wear in over the first day or two of use. Nice smooth surface. Again, most of the things that we loved about the C100, the original Flip, are all here. They're all present. Now we just have an upgraded screen, so a little bit brighter screen than we had before. We've got a faster processor, and we've got USB Type-C. So a lot of the things I had to say that I wasn't a fan of in the original, they've gotten fixed here. And so I'm looking forward to the experience with this device. Once again, it is a full 360 experience here. And the cool thing about this one is when you flip it into tablet mode, because of its size, this one, and I keep hitting that power button, because of its size, when you close it, when you open it and kind of move it into all these different setups, it actually feels more like a tablet because it's small, it's light, and it's thin. And so again, we're going to test performance. We're going to really test the speakers because ASUS touted those things. We're going to test the battery life and all those kind of things that we can't obviously test in an unboxing. But I wanted to give you guys a first quick look at what it felt like, what it looked like coming out of the box. And so far, so good. Kind of impressed. It looks like ASUS delivered on a brighter screen. That feels like something that they needed. And so far, quick blushes at the performance. It's behaving a lot better than the original one did. So again, look, in maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, we'll have a full review up of this thing. We'll leave a link for Amazon down below where you can purchase this one for yourself if you like. If you're already interested and you're already sold and say, hey, I want to get this thing, go for it. There's a link down there for that. If you like the video, guys, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, we'll see you.